am a senior at Lynn English High School, and I am the proud daughter of 2 Guatemalan immigrants.
I'm glad to have you.
My mom actually worked in cleaning this auditorium yesterday to prepare for your arrival.
Oh, wow. Thank you to your mom.
I'm very proud of my heritage, and for that reason, I feel the same fear I did in 2016, hearing so much negative conversation surrounding my parents and surrounding my rights as a American citizen. So my question for you today is, what are you doing, what is Congress doing to protect the rights of children of immigrants, and what are you doing to change the conversation surrounding immigration?
Great question. Well, let me just say, as an American, we're proud to have you. So thank you very much. And you know, what's so often lacking, in Congress especially, but in our whole political conversation these days, is really courage. And people often ask me, Seth, why is Congress so stupid? I mean, how can Congress not believe in climate change or whatever the issue is, right? And my observation is that actually most of my colleagues are pretty smart. And what's lacking in Congress is not intelligence, but just the courage to say the truth, you know, to speak out when people in your party may disagree with you, to just be willing to have debates, which is one of the causes I've taken on with the Democratic Party. We ought to be able to discuss contentious issues. And the courage that you just showed to stand up as a daughter of immigrants who might very well be targeted by this administration, and to speak out and to ask a great question in a very public town hall, I admire that. So thank you. There's a couple of different levels at which we're operating here. I mean, one thing is you're going to see us Democrats, and myself certainly, speak out very clearly, like I did in the case of the Palestinian activists, to say we have to follow the law and uphold the law. But there's a couple of things happening behind the scenes as well. My office works very closely. We've developed relationships over time with the law enforcement agencies that have to carry out these orders. And so those relationships matter and have had an effect in the past in making sure that only the people who deserve to get deported go, and the people who deserve and have a lawful right to stay here, stay here. And we have intervened in many cases in the past, and we will continue to do so despite the threats from the administration to the contrary. The second thing that we're doing is I'm talking with my colleagues to try to get some sense into them about having good immigration policy. Don't forget, there was a bipartisan, an imperfect, but bipartisan immigration bill in the Senate, largely negotiated by Republicans, but supported by both sides of the aisle, that was ready to get passed when one man, Donald Trump, said, nope, I want to make this an election issue. In other words, I want to politicize it, and so you're not going to pass it, and the Republicans caved in. But the point is that we need Democrats who are willing to work on immigration, not deny it, not refuse to talk about it. Those of you who read my op-ed in the Washington Post a couple months ago about the need to have tough conversations as Democrats might remember the example I used of asking someone running for a Democratic messaging position, what do you think we should say about immigration? And hearing the response, oh, Seth, we shouldn't talk about it. We shouldn't talk about it. Shouldn't talk about it at all. That is not the right answer, in my humble opinion. We need to engage on this issue, and that even means engaging with Republicans, although some of that has to go on behind the scenes right now because their public stances are so extremist. The third thing we're going to do is we're just going to continue in a very public way providing information to people like your family who want it and need it. And we are not going to be intimidated by the Trump administration when they, again, threaten the basic free speech of just my office in providing immigration information to people about what it means to follow the law and what rights and protections you are afforded in this country. We will continue to do that as well.
Okay, everyone.
And the final thing is that you're in this district, we work for you. I mean, you don't need to hear this, but I want everyone else to hear it. come to us with your issues. We've won an award in our office for the best constituent services in the entire country, House or Senate, all right? So we're going to keep doing that. Doesn't mean we're perfect. It doesn't mean that we handle, we are always getting feedback and looking for improvement. That's actually why we've gotten this well, because we take feedback so seriously. But the point is that we will take on your cases and do everything that we can to help. So if you need specific help, come to my office. Thank you.